Additional Maths Algebra, Quadratic Factorising Part 2. Factorising Quadratics 2. If the quadratic equation starts with the squared term having a coefficient not equal to 1, we need to use another method of factorisation. Let's look at an example. Suppose we want to factorise 2x squared plus 13x plus 15. Now the first thing we do is multiply the coefficient of x squared with the constant term and let the product be p. Now in this case p is 2 times 15, which is 30. Then let the coefficient of the x term be s. So in this case s is 13. Now we need to find two numbers with a product p and a sum s. In other words, two numbers that multiply together to make 30 and add together to make 13. These numbers are 3 and 10. 3 times 10 is 30, and 3 plus 10 is 13. Now we split the middle term, 13x, into 3x plus 10x. So 2x squared plus 13x plus 15 becomes 2x squared plus 3x plus 10x plus 15. We now divide this into two pairs of terms and factorise each. The first pair is 2x squared plus 3x, and that factorises as x into 2x plus 3. The second pair is 10x plus 15, and that factorises into 5 into 2x plus 3. Now, both these terms have a bracket 2x plus 3 as a common factor. So we can take out 2x plus 3 as a common factor. We've got x into 2x plus 3 plus 5 into 2x plus 3. So we have x plus 5 into 2x plus 3. And that's our solution. Let's look at a second example. Suppose we want to factorise 4x squared plus 20x plus 21. Now the first thing we need is p. That's the product of the x squared coefficient and the constant term, so it's 4 times 21, or 84. Now s is the coefficient of x, and so s is equal to 20. We want two numbers that multiply to make 84 and add to make 20. They are 6 and 14. 6 plus 14 is 20. 6 times 14 is 84. So we can split the expression into 4x squared plus 6x plus 14x plus 21. And we factorise each pair of terms. So the first pair, 4x squared plus 6x, factorises as 2x into 2x plus 3. The second pair, 14x plus 21, factorises into 7 into 2x plus 3. So the bracket 2x plus 3 is common. We have 2x times 2x plus 3 plus 7 times 2x plus 3. So we have 2x plus 7 into 2x plus 3. And that's our solution. If we look at example 3, we're asked to factorise 5x squared plus 11x minus 12. Now p is 5 times minus 12, which is minus 60, and s is 11. We want two numbers that multiply to make minus 60 and add to make 11. They are 15 and minus 4. 15 times minus 4 is minus 60, and 15 plus minus 4 is 11. So we can split the original term, 5x squared plus 11x minus 12, into 5x squared plus 15x minus 4x minus 12. Now we can factorise the pairs. The first one, 5x squared plus 15x, factorises as 5x into x plus 3, and minus 4x minus 12 factorises as minus 4 into x plus 3. Now x plus 3 is common. We've got 5x times the bracket minus 4 times the bracket. So we have 5x minus 4 times the bracket, 5x minus 4 times x plus 3. And that's our solution. Now, there follows an exercise which you can try. Pause the video, have a go at these, and then I will go through the answers. Okay, let's have a look at them. Now, question A starts with 3x squared plus 11x plus 10. Now, we first want to multiply the 3 with the 10, so P is 3 times 10, and the x coefficient is 11, so S is 11. We want two numbers that multiply to make 30 and add to make 11. They are 5 and 6. 5 times 6 is 30, 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. So we split the middle term, 11x, into 5x plus 6x. Now that gives us 3x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 10. We can factorise the first pair by taking out x. We have x into 3x plus 5. And we can take 2 out of the second pair, and that gives us plus 2 into 3x plus 5. Now 3x plus 5 is common. We have x times it plus 2 times it, so it's x plus 2 times 3x plus 5. In question B, we have 4x squared plus 11x plus 6. Now the product is 4 times 6, which is 24, and the sum S is equal to 11, so we want two numbers that multiply to make 24 and who have a sum of 11. Now 3 and 8 multiply to make 24 and have a sum of 11, and so we split the middle term, 11x, into 3x plus 8x. Now we can factorise the first pair by taking out x, and we have x into 4x plus 3. And we can factorise the second pair by taking out 2, giving us plus 2 into 4x plus 3. Now the brackets are both the same. We've got x times the bracket plus 2 times the bracket. So that gives us x plus 2 times 4x plus 3. In part C, we're asked to factorise 6x squared plus 19x plus 3. Now, P is 6 times 3, which is 18, and S is the middle term, 19. So we want two numbers that multiply to make 18 and add to make 19. Well, that's 1 and 18. Now we can split the middle term, 19x, into 1x plus 18x. If we factorise the first pair, x is common, so we have x into 6x plus 1. And in the second pair, we have 3 is common, so we have 3 into 6x plus 1. So we have x plus 3 into 6x plus 1. In question D, we have 6x squared minus x minus 12, or 6x squared minus 1x minus 12. So P is equal to 6 times minus 12, which is minus 72, and S is minus 1. So we want two numbers that multiply to make minus 72 and add to make minus 1. They are 8 and minus 9. 8 times minus 9 is minus 72. 8 plus minus 9 is minus 1. So the equation can be written as 6x squared plus 8x minus 9x minus 12. If we factorise the first pair, we get 2x into 3x plus 4. Factorising the second pair gives us minus 3 into 3x plus 4. And so the answer is 2x minus 3 into 3x plus 4. In question E, we have 6x squared plus 5x minus 4. So the product is 6 times minus 4, or minus 24, and the sum S is equal to plus 5. We want two numbers that multiply to make minus 24 and add to make 5. Well, they're 8 and minus 3. 8 times minus 3 is minus 24. 8 plus minus 3 is 5. So the equation can be written as 6x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 4. The first pair factorise as 2x into 3x plus 4, and the second pair factorise into minus 1 into 3x plus 4. So we have 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 4. In question F, we have 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. So P is 2 times minus 12, which is minus 24, and S is 5. So we want two numbers that multiply to make minus 24 and add to make 5. They are minus 3 and 8. Minus 3 times 8 is minus 24. Minus 3 plus 8 is 5. So the equation splits up as 2x squared minus 3x plus 8x minus 12. And these factorise as x into 2x minus 3 and 4 into 2x minus 3. So we have x plus 4 into 2x minus 3. In question G, the equation is 4x squared plus 4x minus 15. So the product is 4 times minus 15, which is minus 60, and S is equal to 4. So we want two numbers that multiply to make minus 60, add to make 4, and they are minus 6 and 10. Minus 6 times 10 is minus 60. Minus 6 plus 10 is 4. So the equation becomes 4x squared minus 6x plus 10x minus 15. And these factorise as 2x into 2x minus 3 plus 5 into 2x minus 3. So the answer is 2x plus 5 into 2x minus 3. In question H, the equation is 3x squared minus 13x minus 10. So P is 3 times minus 10, which is minus 30, and S is minus 13. We want two numbers that multiply to make minus 30 and add to make minus 13. Now that's actually minus 15 and 2. Minus 15 times 2 is minus 30. Minus 15 plus 2 is minus 13. So the equation splits up into 3x squared minus 15x plus 2x minus 10. And these factorise as 3x into x minus 5 and 2 into x minus 5. So we're left with 3x plus 2 into x minus 5. In question I, we have 4x squared minus 7x plus 3. P is equal to 4 times 3, which is 12, and S is equal to minus 7. So we want two numbers multiply to make 12 and add to make minus 7. That's minus 3 and minus 4. Minus 3 times minus 4 is 12. Minus 3 plus minus 4 is minus 7. So the equation becomes 4x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 3. And these factorise as x into 4x minus 3 minus 1 into 4x minus 3. So we've got x minus 1 into 4x minus 3. And finally, for part J, we have 3x squared plus 8x minus 3. Now P is 3 times minus 3, which is minus 9, and S is the middle term, 8. We want two numbers that multiply to make minus 9 and add to make 8. That's minus 1 and plus 9. Minus 1 times 9 is minus 9. Minus 1 plus 9 is equal to 8. So the equation splits up as 3x squared minus 1x plus 9x minus 3. And they factorise as x into 3x minus 1 and plus 3 into 3x minus 1. So we end up with x plus 3 into 3x minus 1.